Try before we die. Welcome back to the Whiskey Review Show with me, Colin, and my pal Mal.
Does Barry Manilow know you've been raiding his wardrobe?
You know, this is the Whiskey Review Show where we don't know what we're drinking, but we'll tell you what we're thinking. And really, unscripted, unprepared, obviously, and we haven't coordinated our outfits again.
Nope.
Yeah. I'm going to take you shopping with his wallet.
Actually, I've noticed that I like these sweaters you're wearing.
All right. Well, thanks for that. All right, let's see what we're opening tonight. Hundreds of bottles. We don't know what it's going to be. We're going to all find out at the same time. Tonight, we will open bottle number, any guess?
5.
166. And that puts us on the backside. So we'll see everybody around the corner and we'll see what 166 is. I have a guess for the family. Here's my guess. A Glenfiddich. We'll find out. On the backside for bottle 166. Well, we know we end at 148. So we're at 158, 159, 160, 62, 64, 66. Brings us to an Age of Discovery from Glenfiddich. This is a 19-year-old single malt Scotch whiskey from the Speyside distillery, finished in red wine casks. Oh, this is just exciting. I'm really looking forward to this. These come in at 40% ABV. These are a series. There were 3. There was a Madeira cask, a bourbon cask, and a red wine. We've had the Madeira, and tonight we're going to try the red wine cask. We'll see everybody back at the bar unless I just stop on the way and enjoy it privately. Cheer out, we just got a bottle of tequila.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, so
I don't know when the tequila becomes Scotch
today. Yeah. All right, this is good. We're hopefully obviously excited to try this this next Age of Discovery. As I noted over at the bottle pull, we've had the Madeira, and tonight we're gonna have the red wine. Let's just get it open. The Madeira was so good that it caused me to sort of go to some auctions in the UK, and that's what brought this particular bottle here. So it's only been here a few months. As always, we pull the bottle, we open it. Did you just lick your lips and smash?
No. That's a lovely sound.
All right, here we go. This booze is just falling out of this bottle.
Not as much in that glass.
All right, so we know we're coming in at 40%, the minimum. My hope would be not just for production value to make more profits, but actually to not have the flavor profiles be impaired by higher alcohol flavors.
Okay.
My understanding is this red wine cask finish from Glenfiddich at 19 years old is Cabernet, Merlot, and Malbec.
Wow.
Grapes from South America.
Okay.
Because South America is well-known wine producing, on the planet. Most people will think France, but South America is well-known for their wines as well. And I think this is Brian Kinsman. I believe he was the master distiller at the time. He's the man behind the Grand Cru or the whole Grand Series. He's their master distiller, and I believe he was behind these as well. Glenfiddich, one of the great houses of Scotch whiskey.
Yes, and the bottle that won't ever leave your side.
Because it will stop. I would have caught it, don't worry.
Oh, if you didn't, I would have.
Yes. The 3 pillars is actually what the triangle stands for.
And I can't. Don't even ask me.
The malt.
Don't even ask me. You just say it. Just do it.
The air.
Just do it.
The water.
Just do it.
I did it. Any other thoughts around Glenfiddich as we just let this finish a little bit of breathing?
Like you said, grand house. Okay, I don't think you can go wrong with a Glenfiddich. I can't think of one that stood out that we've had here or I've tried that I'm like. I think their 12 is the staple.
Yep, it's a standard for sure. You're going to find it in every bar and restaurant that's selling Scotch whiskey on this planet.
I think the design of the bottle stands out. Obviously, it's a Speyside, it's right up my alley. But I can't really think of anything that I would be like, okay, this is what flavor profile. You could go to the basics, but I don't think of anything. When I think of Glenfiddich, I think, okay, yeah, that's one of the pillars.
Fun fact, 1963, Glenfiddich began the marketing and promotion of single malt Scotch whiskey. And that's when the market began to slowly shift from blended to single malts. The majority is still about blends. But Glenfiddich tried something and it has caught on. We have a reproduction 63 over there. Still available. I haven't had it from that original recipe, so to speak. But this red wine cask, I mean, the Madeira was so wonderful.
Yeah.
And now we have this almost like I would imagine more of a table wine, a red wine that you would just call a table wine casking. So why don't we take a look at it? And there is a reddish hue.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, clearly it's not a glass of wine like a red wine, but
like a light mahogany.
Right, and I love that it's got this 19-year age statement.
Now, why do you say that?
Well, because 18 is a staple, 21 is a staple. So when you find these age statements that sort of are in between standard, 10, 12, 15, 18, 21, 25, right? When you find, Brian, I think it was Brian Kinsman, must have found something at that 19-year point here.
Now, do you think that's more a marketing ploy to say the 19 stands out? Or do you think it's real? They were like, you know what, at 18, it doesn't quite cut it. We need to freaking go one more year.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know whether we'd call it a marketing ploy or not. I mean, ultimately, when you're selling a product, you are trying to make money.
Correct.
Right. So there will inevitably be marketing somewhere in the conversation. Right. Age of Discovery. What's the story behind these bottles?
I don't know. Go on.
Mal doesn't know.
The
Age of Discovery was a time period on this planet when what was occurring?
Oh, okay. So that was when lands were being discovered. All sorts of captains were taking their ships to discover.
Sailing ships,
yes.
Right. And discovering different new lands that were already discovered by the folks who lived there.
Correct.
Right? They lived there. But it sort of got on the map, so to speak.
That's what this is based on?
Age of Discovery.
Huh.
Ready?
Go ahead.
Where is one of the ideas where America got its name from?
From the America, I can't think of his last name, but he was the explorer that put feet on this. Well, maybe it wasn't on this land exactly. It might have been the Caribbean where he actually landed first, but it's not Columbus.
Correct.
Vespucci.
And what was the first name? What was the question I just asked you?
America.
Okay.
But it's not America Vespucci.
Correct. Amerigo Vespucci. Right. And his name was on a map, and then people just started to...
Amerigo?
Yeah. And they used to utilize that map name, and they were the Amerigo map.
Oh.
And America.
Huh. You are like a vat of experience, freaking knowledge.
Enough of that. Let's where are we at? We're in a bronze.
Bronze, light mahogany.
Yep, light mahogany, bronze, nice color.
A reddish amber.
Yep. Any legs developing for you?
Yeah.
Oh, yep, I've got them too. Yep, I've got them too. And, okay. Well, enough of that. Let's smell this whiskey. Winey for sure. Deep. Dark fruit. Plum, maybe. Feel funny saying it, but of course, I don't know why I would feel funny saying it. Almost pruny a little bit because the plum and the prune, right? The prune has that well-known quality. I guess that's why I felt funny saying it. Mal, any nosing?
No, I'm going to have to just tag along with you at the moment. What I did notice, though, of the initial punch in the face, it really dissipated for me.
Really calm.
Yeah.
Very calm. Again, I think with this lower ABV, I think there's this hope that the flavors are going to exist on the forefront.
There's something there.
I'm still hanging my hat on dark fruit, something rich. I'm not dissuaded from a plum currently.
I think I'm going to
red currant.
I'm leaning more towards a raisin red currant.
I hear you on both that, but I think all those sort of line up with what we might expect coming out of a table red wine.
Now, this is why I wish I had more of a wine palate to be able to pick out that smell. But it definitely is a red compared to a white.
We could do a new show, Wine Until We Die. Oh. We're already doing that.
Well, one of us is.
Yes. Let's taste this whiskey, the Age of Discovery, the Glenfiddich 19-year-old red wine cask.
Cheers.
Cheers. Rich, dark fruit, moderate mouthfeel, smooth, not very spicy. Raisin and plum.
And very short.
Not a long finish.
No. That was probably the one I've almost missed it. And I will say I almost missed it because it's so freaking smooth.
It's really good.
Like, this is ridiculous smooth.
The experience is in the mouth almost exclusively. Easy. This red wine cask is really dominating the whiskey, if you follow what I'm saying, right? There's not this other element of classic whiskey experience. We are having this red wine casked whiskey.
If you took the bottle out of the equation and you just poured this into a glass, you'd have a hard time expressing yourself as saying this is a Scotch.
What would it be?
An amazingly smooth wine-based drink. Because it is so smooth that I don't have those hits that you usually get from I won't say normal, which you usually get from a Scotch. I don't have that oaky bourbon. I don't have that sulfury sherry. I don't have that beach. I don't have that mud bog. What I have here is an absolutely delicious drink.
Absolutely delicious drink, right? And again, we're not seeing out there in the market a lot of red wine finishes, right? We've had some Burgundy, which has been wonderful. Of course, we had the Madeira. We've done some ports. But this is really smooth. But yet, are you still in those dark fruits? You're
Yes.
still picking it up all over the mouth, right?
Yes.
Right?
More so to the back than I say up the front.
Right.
But I think that's just based on that smoothness. This gets back there so fast.
But it's an entire mouth experience. Yes. And it all happens in the mouth. If not, then it's 95% in the mouth.
I would say that 100%. I don't really get anything that goes down my throat. Because by the time it gets to your throat, you've really deciphered, oh, this is, if you want to say plum. This is, if you want to say raisin. This is, oh, you want to say red wine. And then it just disappears.
Yep. There's an element of sweetness underlying this entire drink. So you've got these dark fruits up here, not traditionally known as super sweet. You know, that's that red wine, right? But underneath it all, there's something sweet, which may be this base Speyside spirit.
Yep.
Right? Are you picking up that foundational sweetness?
Oh, yes.
Yep.
Definitely a Speyside.
Yep.
But it's so well crafted, and this is how I'm going to describe this. You know when you suck on a throat lozenge, and you're done with it, and that taste like sort of lingers with you for a little while, but as it starts to dissipate, you still get hints of it. That's how I experience this. This drink is all in the mouth. You get all the flavors right there in the mouth, and then all of a sudden it disappears, but you have this lingering sense that you just had something fantastic.
I would not recommend this for somebody unfamiliar with Scotch whiskey, because this would send them into a world of disappointment when they had many other Scotch whiskeys, because nothing else would taste quite like this.
Agreed.
Right? This is for a more advanced palate. Forgive us for this snobbish talk right now. This is for a more advanced palate who understands that this is something more unique in the Scotch whiskey world.
And I'll disagree with the advanced palate. What I will say about this is something you've gone on a journey, and you've tried different distilleries, and you've been around the block a couple of times, and you've happened to stumble across it and be like, wow, they can do this? Because it's absolutely ridiculously smooth.
Ridiculously smooth. And I appreciate, Mal, this idea you're going to go against the advanced palate. And I think really what I mean by that is for the palate who understands how different this is.
Okay.
From most traditional bourbon, sherry, virgin oak, all that, right? Peat, all these classic whiskey experience. This is such a deviation from that.
I harken back to what I said before. If you took the bottle out of the equation, you wouldn't know you were drinking a Scotch.
Right. It would be hard to just go, oh yeah, Scotch whiskey. Right. You would be left with delicious.
Yes.
Delicious drink. What is that? Right.
That is ridiculous.
Well, I'm glad that we had the Madeira here, which forced the prompt to go get the other 2 bottles in the Age of Discovery series. And by the way, I did grab another Madeira as well.
We would never end this show.
The Glenfiddich, the Age of Discovery, the red wine cask. My gosh, if you have an opportunity, get yourself a glass or even a bottle. It's been out of production for a while, but they're still out there, obviously. Wow. I don't even want to have anything with it. If I was, it would be the salmon, because I'm anticipating that salmon to be creamy smooth, and I think that would probably be it. But this is just nice by itself.
This is ridiculous.
Yep. I'm going to give you a bill for this one, though. Okay. All right, let's see what the crew has for us.
Yes, it does.
It does. Today it has happened for sure. May every day bring you more happiness than yesterday.
Cheers.
Cheers. The Glenfiddich.
Every day I'm here.
Age of Discovery. 19-year-old. Red wine. South American grapes. Malbec. Merlot. Cabernet. Table red wine. absolutely a unique whiskey experience that leaves you scratching your head. Was that really a whiskey? Because that was just phenomenal.
It's ridiculous how smooth this is.